Yeah, so just to finish that up, make sure that you read The Greatest Weight carefully, and make sure that you are responding to it based on what Nietzsche is asking you. Okay, so don't conflate it with other, uh, you know, uh, ideas that you have about sort of time travel narratives, fractured uh, narratives, amnesia narratives, all those types of things. Like I said, there's been a lot of films over the last several years that sort of work this idea, Memento, Groundhog's Day, all that kind of thing, right? And so they have the same basic problem, but they have twists on it, and they also answer it or sort of work it out in a different way. So just make sure that you read it carefully, and then that you operate with what Nietzsche is asking you to operate with. So first of all, test yourself, and then what you want to do is that you want to um, think about two things. Okay, so first of all, is you want to consider or analyze through this lens of historical consciousness and mythological consciousness. So this is a big thing for Nietzsche, right? So in Truth and Lie in an Extramoral Sense, basically he is critiquing the foundations of Western culture. Largely that is coming through in terms of the ideas of knowledge, how we think about knowledge, how we think and apply knowledge, how we think about language and apply it, how we think about science and apply it, and ultimately how we think about sort of religion and apply it, right? But he's also talking about historical consciousness, which is very central to Western culture and very central to modern Western culture, right? And so he ultimately makes an argument against sort of historical consciousness. He says, metaphorical consciousness is our more primary, originary type thing in our human condition, and that's been superseded or not superseded, but repressed by modern sort of Western historical, rational, scientific consciousness. And so he wants to get back to that, and he thinks of a metaphorical consciousness, and he thinks that's the best thing for us, right? So critique on the one hand of historical consciousness or scientific rational consciousness, and then making an argument for metaphorical or mythopoetic type consciousness at the same time.